Hello students, welcome to the video class for the laboratory simulation in MATLAB. So your lab is the simulation practice on MATLAB. So for this today we will discuss in experiment number 11. So for experiment number 11 you have to do experiment on or simulation of single phase full bridge controlled rectifier. Okay, single phase full bridge controlled rectifier. So today we will study about the simulation of single phase full bridge controlled rectifier. Clear? So let's go to the MATLAB window and study the simulation of single phase full bridge controlled rectifier. So for this our equipment required is the personal computer, operating system Windows 10 and MATLAB software. For this here I am using the version R 2018B and MATLAB Simulink library browser. So under this library browser we are using 4 thyristors, 1 AC voltage source, 2 voltage measurements, 1 current measurement block, 1 2 pulse generator block, 1 scope and 1 power GUI. These are all available in MATLAB Simulink browser, Simulink library browser. Okay, so first go through the theory. So in theory we are described about the different blocks. Okay, so different blocks parameters which we are taking from Simulink library browser. So first we will discuss about thyristor. It is a semiconductor device that can be turned on via a gate signal. Okay, so this is the symbol for the thyristor in Simulink library browser, and this is the its source is this means its link is the sim power system. I show you everything. Okay, then the next one is the AC voltage source. This is the symbol for AC voltage source. It is present in the sources section. So AC voltage source block implement an ideal AC voltage source. The generated voltage V is described by the following relationship, that is V is equal to Vm sin omega t plus phi, where omega is the 2 pi f and phi is the phase in radian. Then voltage measurement. The symbol for voltage measurement is this one. It is in the measurement section, this block, and the voltage measurement block measures the instantaneous voltage between two electric rods. The output provides a Simulink signal that can be used by other Simulink blocks. Okay. So the next is the current measurement. This is the current measurement block. It is also found in measurement section. This is used to measure the instantaneous current flowing in any electrical block or connection line. The Simulink output provides a Simulink signal that can be used by other Simulink blocks. Then this is the pulse generator. This is used for giving gate pulse to the thyristor, and it generates square wave pulses at regular intervals. The block's waveform parameters, amplitude, pulse width, period, phase delay determine the shape of the output waveform. Okay. Then scope is this block is found in the sync section, and this displays its input with respect to simulation time, and here we can see the different output, waveform, input, everything whatever in the form of waveform we can see through this scope. Then RLC branch. This series RLC branch block implement a single resistor, inductor or capacitor or a series combination of these. So use the branch type parameter to select elements you want to include in the branch. Here if you want to include only resistance, then we can choose only resistance or combination of anything from R, L and C. So it is found in sim power system section. So this is the theoretical diagram for single phase full wave controlled bridge rectifier. This is the connection diagram. This is the supply 230 volt single phase 50 hertz. This is the transformer. Theoretically it is present, it is here necessary, but in practically in simulation we are not using this transformer. So these four thyristors are connected in bridge format. Okay, one thyristor 1, thyristor 3, then thyristor 2, and then thyristor 4. In bridge form we are connecting here, we are giving supply. This is the resistive load we are implement here. Okay, so we have to implement this circuit in the simulation window. Okay, so let's go to the simulation window, and the last one is the power GUI. So power GUI block allows you to choose one of the following method to solve your circuit. Okay, continuous method, which uses a variable, ideal switching continuous method, discretization of the electrical system for a solution at fixed time steps, phasor solution method. Okay, so single phase controlled full bridge rectifier, I already describe you its diagram. These are all the whatever the diagram it is mentioned over here. So its operation I just explain you once how it operate. So let's see when I give, this is the supply. Okay, so when we are in positive half cycle, it is positive, it is negative. So during positive half cycle, see, this positive is here, the EMF is induced here. So this is now, this is positive and this point is negative. This is the point. Okay, here this is the point. So due to this plus, here this is anode, this is cathode, this is gate. This is anode, this is cathode, this is gate. So plus when positive link to anode, then it is forward biased. Okay, but when positive link to cathode, it is reverse bias. So now our forward bias is this one, and for here negative is there. So for negative, when it is connected to cathode here and it is connected to anode here, so this is reverse bias and this is forward bias. That means at the same time this thyristor 1 and thyristor 2 forward biased, but when we give gate pulse to this thyristor 1 and thyristor 2, now current will flow in this path like this. Okay, this is the path, but this is for positive half cycle. Then again, when positive half cycle is completed at an angle pi, so see, this is 0, this is pi, this is 2 pi. So at pi angle, positive half cycle is completed, then negative half cycle is started. So now it is negative, it is positive. So now in this case, this positive means this point is positive now, and this point is negative now. Okay, so we can write here negative. So now see, this negative link to cathode here, that means now this is forward bias. Okay, so now this is our forward bias in case of reverse negative half cycle, and this is at the same time it is forward bias, because here plus is over here. So this plus link to anode here and here cathode, that means it is negative, it is reverse bias and it is forward bias. So now these two are SCR3, SCR4 are forward bias. Now current flow like this, starting from here. This is going through this thyristor, then through the load. Okay, now going to this thyristor 4, this in this way, then back to source. So this is the current direction path. Understood or not? So like this you got the output like this. See, this is the supply waveform. If this is supply waveform, This is, if I named here this point as A, this point as B. Okay, so first in first half cycle, BAB, this is BAB. Okay. And this is, at the same time, there is another envelope is there. So when this is BAB, this is minus BAB. Okay, minus BAB, or you can write BBA. Yes. Then when this B is positive and this A is negative, so here applying BBA, so we can write this is BBA. Okay, or here this is minus BBA. Okay. So you can, this is minus BBA, or you can write BAB. Okay, so when this is positive, this is negative, here applied voltage is VAB. But when this B point positive, this A point negative, here applied voltage is VBA. So this is the VBA. So we take in forward direction in both the half cycle, because our current direction in the load is in the same direction, down. Okay, so our output is like this. Sorry, our output is like, you got the output in this form. See, so in case of diode, you got the output from this starting 0 angle to the pi angle, but here there is some changes are there. So here when thyristor is forward biased, it is not on, it is not is in on position, it is not triggered. But when you give gate pulse, then only it is turned on. So if I give gate pulse at this angle, let this angle be alpha, then from this point you get output. That means in this area from alpha to pi, you found output voltage. This is the output voltage area. Again, the next half cycle, when you give at this point gate pulse for thyristor 3 and 4, so from this is the angle is here is the pi plus alpha. So from this angle you get the output in this area. So your final output waveform is like this, like this. Then for some time it is 0, and again the output is like this. So see here, in one complete cycle, from this to this is the 2 pi, in both half cycle you got output. That's why it is full wave controlled rectifier. So these things we implement in MATLAB window. So go to the MATLAB window. This is okay. Here also just we are dragging these elements. Okay, how you find these elements? See, this is the simulating window. So again go to the Simscape, then again here it is the semiconductor, no, not this one, sorry, go to the specialized power system, then here power electronics. In power electronics you have this is the, which one, thyristor. This is the thyristor, okay, which is placed here. This is the thyristor. Similarly all and everything is same here, and one new thing is the pulse generator. Okay, that is the pulse generator is here. So you can drag this one, pulse generator. You can take in case of pulse generator, you can use this is the pulse generator block. This is okay. So from under Simulink in these sources you can get this pulse generator. Okay, and from sync you take the scope. Okay, understood? So let's go to this. So see, we are connecting this. So I just remove everything so that you can clearly understood. See, this is how we connect the all the block parameter. I just delete all the connections. Whatever you learn from experiment 10, that is the same thing is done here. Only the new parameter which is used is the thyristor in place of diode and this gate. For giving gate pulse, this is the pulse generator. So first of all, join this source to anode. This is the thyristor anode and this is cathode and this is gate. Then give the gate pulse through this pulse generator. Okay, now connect this into, no, not this one. First wait, first of all form the bridge formation. Okay, do the bridge connection. So first do this, its anode and its anode are joined, then from this cathode to its anode, and from this cathode to this anode, then cathode are joined together. This forms bridge. Okay, now the pulse generator. Okay, so this thyristor and this thyristor we can give the same pulse because these two are operated at the same time, and for these two we gave one pulse generator. Connect, then this is also connected here because so because these and this to also get the same gate pulse. Then now connect the source from this to this and from this to this branch. Source is connected now. Okay, now insert one voltage measurement to measure the input voltage. Connected over here. Okay, now load connection. So this is the resistive load. As usual in case of the single phase half wave uncontrolled rectifier, like that you connect the load. Load is now connected here. Insert the current measurement. This is the current measurement connected here. Then voltage measurement is connected across the load. Then this is the scope. So first initial scope is for the source voltage, then middle one is for the output voltage, the last one is for the output current. Clear? Now see the parameters. Its parameter is 230 volt peak amplitude, then frequency 50 Hz, measurement is voltage. Okay, these parameters are fixed, no need to change everything. Okay, its parameter, all the parameter for the thyristor are remain same. Okay, just have a look. Okay, okay, now just check the pulse generator parameters. This is the amplitude 1, time period 0.01 second, pulse width 5, then phase delay 0.004. Okay, and for this also same. See, everything is same. Pulse delay, phase delay is 0.004. Okay, then for the resistance, see, its value is 5 ohm, and here we choose the R only. Okay, for the resistive load. Okay, so now everything is clear. This is the power we given already. So now just play, click this button to run this simulation. Now it's completed. Just check the output. Double click on this scope. We found this output. This is the input waveform, voltage waveform. Its amplitude is 230 volt, and this is the output voltage waveform. This is output current waveform. Here voltage and current are in same phase, and here we get output from this, because from this to this gate pulse is not given. So, and when at this point gate pulse is given, now the output voltage waveform is like this. Current waveform is like this also, because these two are in same phase for resistive load. If we use here one what RL load, let, or you can okay, no problem, you can use only inductive load. Okay, apply, then again simulate this structure, check the output. This is the output current is like this. Okay, this is the output voltage waveform, and this is the output current waveform. So now you clearly understood about the single phase full wave controlled bridge rectifier. Okay, so this is all about your single phase full wave controlled bridge rectifier. Now just check the simulation. Everything is mentioned over here, every parameter is written clear. Just go through these parameters. I already show you in the simulation also. Okay, these are the parameters. You just note down in your record paper. Just check the simulation. So see, this is the simulation diagram I have shown you. This is the simulation diagram. Okay, and this is the output saved here. Okay, so understood or not, just go through this paper and go through this video and understood the simulation. This is the simulation modeling diagram, and this is the output or result. Okay, so this is all about your single phase full wave controlled rectifier. Okay, so understood. Then in the next class, next video session, we will continue other experiments also. Okay, thank you all.